CNET.com/live is the place to find your favorite CNET tech shows. From the hottest gadgets to the latest tech news, we stream it live 5 days a week at CNET.com/live.
I'm Dan Ackerman, and here we are taking a look at the brand new Dell XPS 13. This is, of course, Dell's first Ultrabook. You've seen us talk about this a little bit at the very end of 2011, and then a more detailed hands-on look at CES just a month or so ago. Well, now we've actually got the final product here, and it really is Dell's version of that Ultrabook super thin form factor that's becoming so popular now. And of course, as you can see just by taking a look at it, it's very MacBook Air-like. They're really not even trying to pretend it's something else. There is one big difference between this 13-inch laptop and the 13-inch MacBook Air. The Dell XPS 13 actually has a smaller footprint. If you look at it compared to some other 13-inch laptops, you go, well, that's really small. Dell claims it's closer to an 11-inch laptop footprint, even though they cram in the 13-inch screen. It's really somewhere in between. This thing is bigger than the 11-inch MacBook Air, but it's smaller than the 13-inch MacBook Air. And because it has the bigger screen in it, with the edge-to-edge Gorilla Glass over the entire display, it actually feels a little bit denser and heavier than you think it would just looking at it. There are a bunch of other cool features that we liked on here. Backlit keyboard, always welcome. Big glass click pad, again, something we really expect to see on an Ultrabook these days. You are going to find not quite as many ports and connections as you may be used to on a 13-inch laptop. There's one USB 2, one USB 3. Oddly, they have DisplayPort for video output instead of HDMI, and no matter how hard you look, there's no SD card slot on this. Even Apple has an SD card slot on the 13-inch MacBook Air, although not on the 11. The Dell XPS 13 will run standard Intel Core i5 and Core i7 CPUs. The basic $999 version we have here has a 128 gig SSD. That's really where you want to be with an Ultrabook right now. And you could trade up for a few $100s more and get a faster processor and get a 256 gig SSD. I did like especially the little battery meter on the side. That's something we used to see on a lot of laptops. You don't see that too often now. I like just being able to take a look and see how much battery power I have left. So Dell's come a little bit late to the Ultrabook game. In a way, I'm glad they waited because they put together a very nice system. There's not a lot about it that's really going to jump out at you and go, in your face, look at me, I'm exciting. Instead, it's well made, it's got the components that you want, they got the price right, $999, that's really where you want to be in an Ultrabook these days. And of course, I really love that they got the bigger 13-inch screen into a smaller body. I'm Dan Ackerman, and that is the Dell XPS 13.
CNET.com/live is the place to find your favorite CNET tech shows. From the hottest gadgets to the latest tech news, we stream it live 5 days a week at CNET.com/live.